Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as I'm
Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, especially under these circumstances. So this network has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. My name is Nompumelelo Riel Kunene. I'm going to be your host for today. So if you're watching us online, please feel free to put in the chat box who you're watching us from and what you hope to achieve from our podcast. Today, we are surrounded by greatness in the World Wide Web. We have amazing speakers who's going to share some nuggets on how to know what you want in life. So in London, Ontario, we have Levy. And in the Bahamas, we're going to have K1 Gibson. And in Colorado, we have Dr. Garrett Goggins. So at this moment, I'll just let our speakers to introduce themselves. So you can go ahead, Levy.
Thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. I'm hoping to give you a new perspective on this topic that I'm very passionate about, knowing what you want. And I do find this word a little dangerous, just letting you know my perspectives are a little different, but they do seem to work for myself and many other people. So thank you, appreciate it.
Wonderful, wonderful. You can go ahead, Dr. Goggins.
Thank you. And I want to say thank you for having me on too. It's just such a great honor to be with great speakers and yourself. So the knowing what you really want, I couldn't agree. It's such an important subject. And really to me, I believe that is a key aspect to really finding success in any endeavor. I can talk today, really, I can. So it's just such an important factor, and I'm actually anxious to hear what the others have to say too, just because it is such an important concept that the more you can learn about it, the more you can grow.
Wow, that is so amazing. So Levy, I have a quick question for you. If you happen to have your own billboard, I know like in that busy street of London, your billboard will be coming soon. What will your billboard say?
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm actually wearing my billboard.
Ooh.
And I always say, stop freaking.
Wow.
It's a movement that we've created. Stop freaking and whereabouts you are in your life. Stop worrying, etc. So it'd be stop worrying. Amazing. Stop freaking, sorry.
Amazing. I love that. How about you, Dr. Goggins?
So that's an interesting question. And I think that mine would probably be to engineer your best life ever. So I'm really big into engineering aspect and taking these concepts that are out there and restructuring your mindset and restructuring your belief system and really just, again, engineering. You're able to engineer whatever life you choose to live.
Wow. That is really amazing. And I believe my billboard will be coming up soon too. So our first speaker for today is going to be Levy. Levy is a social media influencer, a public speaker, and a key opinion leader. But most importantly, he is the founder of the Stop Freaking movement, the way he's already wearing his billboard. That's him. So Levy wants to help you succeed and get your life back on track through daily motivation and soul setting. He's well known for this quote: self-awareness is so critical. Self-awareness is so critical in understanding the difference between success and failure. So kings and queens, please join me. Welcome, Levi.
Thank you very much. Once again, I do appreciate this opportunity. Like I mentioned before, the word want is such a dangerous word for me. If you are wanting things in life through finances or spiritual or relationships, chances are you're chasing. And there are things in this world that you just cannot chase. Happiness, money, and relationships. And wanting and wants are another thing that you shouldn't be chasing. How do I know this? It's because I have spent the last 35 years researching this as an adult life. So I am closer to 60 than I am to 50. That gives you an indication of where I am on my age. But I've spent a long time researching successful people and how do they maintain their finances, how do they become successful, how they deal with their wants to be successful. Your audience, I would think, are looking for a bigger potential in their lives. That's why they're listening. They also want to find a better version of themselves. So I would hope to think that they are looking at a higher power. And most people that are looking for a better version of themselves do have a higher power. For myself, I'm a Christian man, so my higher power is God, and I will be relating to that person as God. You can relate to your own higher power, whether it be law of averages, manifestation, the secret. I'm not the one going to hell, so no, I'm just kidding. I don't want any hate mail. I'm just not going to be here sitting here and baptizing anybody either. So just letting you know. Anyway, this earth also has a bunch of energy. It's positive and negative. So whatever you are reaching in for yourself, positive wise, you will react and get positive back. I'm going to share something and how bad and how extreme my wants were and how I handled wants poorly for a lot of years. I guess I'm a little thick-headed in the point that it's taken me a long time, but I needed to go through this. I'm a contractor by trade, and for over 20 years, we've been purchasing houses and flipping them. And there was times where I would want a house so bad that I would want it. And then when the offer would put an offer in, someone else would beat me. I would crash so drastically that I would go down to my basement, lock myself there, put my blanket on. I'd have a bottle of rye. I could stay there for the next 3 days to a week, depending on the severity of it. I would have chronic depression, anxiety, suicidal. It was really bad. I developed an alcoholic problem. Finally, enough's enough, and I have been clean for any medication from depression, anxiety for over 10 years. I have licked my alcoholism. I'm still a recovering alcohol of over 17 years, going on my 18th year. And it's because of this, going through that, I've been able to accept where I want to be. Now, you have to understand that wants and needs are different. And my God will only give me my needs that will feed my wants. So you have to understand, my needs at that time were faith, patience, and an understanding of time. And I never got that lesson. So I had to keep repeating it and repeating it until I did get it. If you live with a gratitude of a happiness for what you have today versus what you don't have, and concentrate on that, the more you concentrate on what you don't have, the more you're not going to get. It's as simple as that. I don't write the rules to life. It wasn't until I was turned 50 that I decided, you know what, something's going wrong, and I need to take everything that I've learned in those last 10 years of being clean and just let go of my want. You know, I wanted to be financially independent. I wanted to start a foundation. I wanted to be a millionaire. I wanted. But I truly decided to let things go. A quick example for you is, well, 5 years ago, I decided to let this test go. And an opportunity came to us to purchase a church. We didn't know this. We didn't see this coming. And it was a great opportunity, I thought, and I really wanted this. So we spent over a year and a half of going to city council. We had to change zoning. We had to spend $3,000 on different engineers. it was a long haul. And I didn't even think we were going to get it, to be honest with you. And a couple times I wanted to quit, but I really wanted this. So I decided, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. Now, my wife and I at the time, we were living in a house that we'd fixed up and we were having to sell on the market. A year and a half went, and the people who were presented this said, enough's enough. We're only going to give you 30 days. We need to move on. They were gracious enough to give us the year and a half. So we had 30 days. We sold our house, so we had to go someplace. We looked at another house that we were going to rent. And I really dug deep and said to myself, okay, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. I am going to let this go, and whatever happens, I will be grateful for. So what happened? We got the church. At the last minute, we finally got financing. That was our biggest problem. Banks and investors don't like investing in churches. But we finally, on the 28th day, we've got financing. And I realized something there. It was my aha moment that I really truly believed in my soul that I was going to let it go. And I did. I was going to be happy with it, whatever consequence, the other rental that we were going to have or the church. So how do we go from here? How do we get to soul setting? Well, a couple of quick things. We have to learn to live by faith and that it will happen. Live attentively as well as intentively, and be very self-aware of your natural abilities. Never force life. Let life happen. Life isn't against you, it's for you. By changing your perceptions on on your wants, your health benefits drastically improve. I no longer have depression, anxiety. I don't worry about things anymore. But be careful though, as far as your wants, because my God is a funny person. He may decide, you know what, I give up. You want it so bad, I'm going to give it to you. For example, I want this truck so bad. So I get this truck, I have to beg, borrow, and steal for the deposit. In the first 2 weeks, everything's going great. People like my truck, they admire it. The starter goes on the third week. Something else goes. Within the next 30 to 60 days, I have $1,500 of repairs that I don't even have the $1,500. Now I'm sitting there thinking, oh, I don't even want this truck. So like I said, just be careful for what you want because you can get it. Now, in concluding, my new attitude towards wanting. If I get a house and we're still flipping, if I get it, great. If I don't, I'm okay with it because I realize there's always something better coming along. And guess what? There is. I guess I'm going to conclude by saying that if there's any more information that you want on this topic, because this just 10 minutes isn't enough, and I apologize, I may have gone a little longer, you can reach me at levyandgordo@gmail.com, through my Instagram account, Levy and Gordo, or my Facebook, Levy and Gordo. Thank you for your time.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, Levy, for sharing such a powerful message in a just short moment. You mentioned that self-awareness is so critical. Like I've just said that it's so critical in understanding the difference between success and failure. And you've also mentioned that at some point in time, we'll have to let go of things. Thank you so much for sharing such a timely message. So our next speaker is going to be, yes, our next speaker is going to be Dr. Garrett Goggans. Dr. Garrett Goggans is an entrepreneur, speaker, and a mindset coach. He refers to his coaching as a mindset engineering, and his passion for it has come from his numerous life experiences. These life experiences have brought him to realize that our thoughts are the single most contributing factor to achieving success. Over the years, he has heard people say that throughout their attempts to achieve goals and obtain success, they've always felt like they were going against the flow, or like they were moving upstream without a paddle. He has made it his mission in life to help others see that with the proper mindset, they can propel themselves up the stream in such a manner that a paddle will never be needed. Through positivity, encouragement, and an overwhelming sense of faith, he has helped others look past their current situations and find success in any endeavor. So, kings and queens, please join me and welcome Dr. Garrett Goggans.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know how I'm going to follow up, Levy, but I'm going to do my best. That was really good, Levy. Thank you for that. Um, like I said, I believe in a different aspect of want. In the want, I really agree with what Levy was saying, but here we're going to just talk more about the goals and what goals what goals are looking like. So I believe that a lot of us might have heard that the vast majority of the people in the world have no idea what it is they really want out of life. However, I believe that this concept is false, and that reality is that we all know what we truly desire. We just don't believe that we can obtain it or achieve it. So we set that goal aside and we go after different goals. But if those goals aren't truly what we really want, then what are we setting for ourselves? So first, I believe that a lot of us will base goals off of what others believe that what others believe is best for us, or what we should be doing. And we'll base our life goals or our career goals and what others think will produce results that they believe we desire. But yet we don't have a desire to actually do the work required to accomplish those goals. See, I think that too many of us are extras in our own movie, and we allow others to be not only the director, but they're writing our life script, and we're buying into their thoughts and their ideas and disregarding our own wants and desires. I also believe that a lot of times we set goals based off of things that we've already have already accomplished, or at least things that we are fairly certain that we can accomplish. And this is because of our belief system. So see, our belief system sets this invisible boundary that our subconscious will not let us go past. So if we are setting something like maybe a financial goal, we will typically top that amount off at some level that for some reason or another, we believe we can obtain. I was talking to someone the other day about his financial goals and what he was doing. And I asked him why he set the amount that he set. And he literally said, because I can't see myself making any more. After doing some digging and conversation with him, we realized that amount wasn't what he truly wanted. It was just what he believed that he could get. Now, sometimes we can stretch that belief system, right? But we will do that in such a manner that it's dependent on other constraints. So we take variables like, if I work so many hours in a day, or if I have so many contracts that equal a certain amount, and weigh that against the probability of those variables actually happening, then we're okay with setting the goal with that, because we still believe that we can obtain that goal. So that same person that I was talking with the other day was doing that. He raised his ambition levels, but he was doing it within these conditions. So I believe that the problem with these scenarios is that these goals just don't inspire us. There was a speech that was given by Albert Gray that was titled "The Common Denominator of Success." And in that, he discusses how important a purpose is to achieve our goals. And he was talking about how when we are going after our goals, we often have to do things that we just don't want to do. And if we don't have something that ignites this intrinsic motivation within us, we'll begin to convince ourselves that there really is no point in putting in the work to achieve those. He states that we would much rather adjust ourselves to living without success rather than doing the work towards achieving it. So then if we can't rely on our own strength at this point, we have to have or define a purpose that is strong enough to motivate us on its own. I believe that if we want to guarantee success, we have to find goals that we are emotionally attached to. And so here we're going to come up with what I call a C-level type goal. And this goal is backed by fantasies, by dreams, by ambitions of the things that we truly want, but for some reason or another, we've convinced ourselves that we can't achieve. But I'm here to tell you that you can achieve these goals. You can achieve these dreams. And because you're emotionally connected with these, they can and they will naturally provide the motivation that's necessary to find success. So that same individual, again, that I was talking to the other day, we finally got to a point where he reached this idea that sparked this emotion inside of him, where he was, yes, this is what I want. This is the dream. I feel it in the pit of my stomach, and everything just resonates with me. And that's the kind of goal that we're talking about. So that anticipation is coupled with fear. It's mixed with anticipation, right? So that's just telling us that we're going in the right direction. See, as we begin to toy with this fantasy, or we embrace those deepest desires, you ignite what this intellectual faculty that we call reasoning. And you begin to, as you begin to build this clear mental picture of that goal of what you want, you begin to theorize on how you can obtain it. So at this point, we're faced with two questions. One, am I able to get it? And two, am I willing to do what it takes? And I'll answer the first one for you. I absolutely believe that you can accomplish anything in life. Bob Proctor talks a lot about how when we consider our abilities, there are two sources of reference that we can go to, and that's science and theology. And each of those sources agree on one thing and one thing only, that we haven't even begun to tap into the what we are able to do. We have this infinite potential. We just need to learn how to tap into it. So yes, you are more than capable of accomplishing your dreams. So now you just have to determine, are you willing to do what it takes? So you must decide, can you do what is required for you to manifest that fantasy into physical reality? And once you decide yes, once you tell yourself yes, you're willing to follow that purpose, all that theorizing you were doing becomes that goal. Now, if you're still under this notion that you don't know what you want in life, there are exercises that you can do to figure that out. Really just close your eyes and begin to fantasize about the things that you really want, you know, this dream lifestyle, your dream house, your dream car. Think about the things that you really love to do, your hobbies, your desires, and the stuff that really gives you the pleasure in life. Think about that one thing that if you could do it, what is that? What is that thing, that one thing that you could do and you would love that? And then you take that dream and you open your eyes and you start to compile these lists of things that you really want to do. And then you can whittle that list down by finding the one thing that's resonating with you. It's that, again, you find that excitement in the pit of your stomach. That's your purposeful goal at that point. Then what's left is just to make a decision to go after it, right? But I think we make decisions too lightly, right? Maybe a lot of people have heard the idea that the root of the word decide is side, and we can find that in pesticide, genocide, suicide, and it literally means to kill off or to cut off. So when we make that decision to go after that dream, we're really just cutting off any other options other than its attainment. So I'm going to wrap up here and say that the other thing that we need to do is practice this other intellectual faculty called your willpower, and understand that we're going to be faced with these opportunities to stop chasing our dreams. Those things that we don't like to do are going to rise up and have us questioning if we really want to put in the work. But I want to encourage you to never let those things become more important than this thing that you really want. It's your goal, your dream, and your purpose. Thank you.
Wow, Dr. Garrett, you've shared an amazing information. You've mentioned that one reason that we don't succeed is that our goals are what others believe we should do. And I don't know how many times we ever believed our parents that, you know what, growing up, you're going to be a doctor, growing up, you're going to be a lawyer, but we end up going the wrong path as their wish. Thank you so much for sharing such a timely message. You've also mentioned that we find success when we're emotionally attached to the goals we set for ourselves. And that is so true. That is so true. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Felden, for sharing such a timely message. So our next speaker is going to be K1 Gibson. I think this morning he just had some difficulties logging in, and the Bahamas wasn't on his side, but here he is today, and we thank God for that. So K1 Gibson was born to proud parents Lester and Alberta Gibson on July 12, 1971, on the island of New Providence in the Bahamas. He has been a devoted Christian for 23 years, with his path and called being preceded by many duties and responsibilities in the house of God. With his uncompromising love for God and a passion to help others, he is now advancing the kingdom of God to maximize his full potential as he serves humanity faithfully. Today, this driven and focused young man who believes that you only get what you go for. He has obtained a bachelor's degree in Christian counseling. He has done extensive training on leadership, worked with national and international leaders, and created countless training sessions. And he's also the founder of the K1 Inspiration International. He is also a partner in Fresh Auto Center and Fresh Investments Ltd, also the CEO of two companies, Image Investments Construction Group and the K1 Distributors and Wholesalers. K1, who now considers himself as a life skills global ambassador, is also very family oriented and is supported by his lovely wife, Charlene Gibson, of 22 years, and two wonderful sons, Danijel and Jamar. So kings and queens, help me welcome K1 Gibson.
Oh, thank you. It's a privilege to be here today, and I do want to apologize for tech issues on this end. I want to just get right into it. These guys, man, they're off the chain. And Sister Real, I'm just, delighted to be here. A matter of fact, they're causing me have to tweak my presentation because this is so profound, because everybody kind of is tied into dealing with purpose, understanding your value, understanding what it takes to really go beyond paradigms and make a move into take quantum leaps that you can possess that which you've called to possess in the earth. And I'm so delighted that I have brothers, international brothers, who's not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. At the same time, we understand the platform we are on. I want to start off asking the question, who are you? A lot of times we hear this question, and first thing persons will say is, they begin to articulate their academic achievements. Some persons will associate themselves with an affluential family. Some persons will talk about what they do. But a lot of persons educated, successful in some areas of their lives will simply can't answer that question. Because as we go through the journey of life, the world is designed to impose its own realities or try to dictate to us who we should be. And in our journey to better ourselves, in our journey to educate ourselves, in our journey to accomplish goals, sometimes we get to the point where we place our value or who we are based on what we achieve or based on what we accomplish. So the question goes, or the second question I would ask is, what if you was to experience bankruptcy, or what would you do? What would happen if you experience loss or divorce or sickness? For about 15 years ago, I couldn't walk. Would you really know who you are in those positions? And that's what COVID-19 did for a lot of us, for humanity. For some, it's sad to say they're not here today. For some, there's tremendous loss of income. I experienced it in one of my core business. So it's in these seasons of our life, I would like to call them the autumn season, where it seems like things are dying in our lives. These are the seasons where we begin to see who we are when things are not going our way. So I would want to say to individuals who's tuning into this, it's important to find out, it's important to discover who you are and define, why are you here? Why do you exist? And as we begin to tap into understanding that we have a purpose, and we discover and we take some time to do the inner work, because it's easy to reach for goals. It's easy to go. It's easier to go after things, and everything has its place. I'm not trying to knock or down anything, but it's important to understand who you are, why you exist, because at the end of the day, if you can define your purpose, then it's going to be hard for you to embrace your purpose. And if you can't embrace your purpose and embrace who you are, it's going to be hard for you to express it in the earth. And if you can't express it in the earth, it's going to be hard for you to project it as you being an authentic being that is here to empower, that is here to help, that is here to enhance humanity. And one thing I understand is humanity is the only being that has this challenge. You don't have to tell a lion he's a lion. And in spite of what the hyenas or whatever animal might call him, he is still a lion. He is still that one that conquers. He's still a mammal that is authoritative, that understands who he is. But sometimes as we take the journey in life and we experience turmoil, we experience sickness, we experience disasters, we experience certain things, it tends to erode who we are. It tends to bring us to a place where if we are not careful, we lose value in who we are. And I want to just say to the individual who's tuning in at whatever time, whatever part of the world, you were born to make a difference. You are the only one in the whole universe. There's no carbon copy, there's no duplicate, and you have a purpose. Take the time to tap into and do the inner work so you can come into the true essence, and you can reflect, or you can embrace, you can express and project yourself so you can make an impact in the earth. Because at the end of the day, you are a great being. And in spite of where you are at this moment, in spite of what you're going through, you were called to impact this globe. So I want to say to you, it's possible to achieve. It's possible to achieve your goals. It is possible to walk in who you are called to. God bless you, Ms. Real, and I'm thankful to be here this afternoon in some places and this morning.
Wow, wow. K1, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing such a needed message. You've shared on the importance of defining, embracing, and expressing your purpose as a brand, and looking at you on how much you've been involved in different aspects of business, and hearing you to speak today, really, you make someone to understand exactly what you really want in life. Thank you. Thank you so much, K1, for sharing such a timely message. So I am going to be the next speaker. And if there is anything I really hate in life, is to read my own bio. With all my heart, I just don't love it. So here I am. I'm just going to read my own bio. And of course, my name is Nompumelelo Real Kunene. I am an energetic professional speaker. I am also the author to Rise to Greater Heights book, which is a comprehensive guide to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. I am also a mentor and a coach, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness, because I believe that we're in full control of our own choices. So my title, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. So as I wear many hats, as a certified professional sales manager, a strategian, philanthropist, commissioner for arts, international human rights analyst, following my dreams, honestly, it just gave me a reason to see my goals through and understand that I do have everything around me to reach my full potential. My everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you have everything around you to make your dreams come true. Hebrews 11, Psalms 27, and Psalms 40 keeps me to rise to greater heights. So to our viewers online, please feel free, if you have any questions for any of the speakers today, please feel free to put in the chat box, and then we're going to attend to your questions at the end of the podcast. But before I continue, I just want to double check if I'm in the right platform here. With a raise of hand, how many of you can say that, Riel, I have never, ever complained in life? Never, ever complained in life. Seemingly, I am in the right platform because, sometimes in life we go complaining about everything. Oh, the weather is really bad today. Traffic was worse than expected. My family drives me crazy sometimes. Oh, the movie was really disappointing. You name it. Though whining can be a way of building an inspiration, it can also keep us from acting. And it gives excuses time to procrastinate from achieving goals. One thing I've realized is that we usually complain in the wake of a negative situation. We tend to focus more on the problem than finding potential solutions. It's always much easier to complain than to find a solution. And individuals who whine on a regular basis, they're apt to have a bad health. So next time we'll find you complaining that, why do pizzas come in square boxes? Yet they are round. And funny enough, they are cut in triangles. Does that sound like you? Yeah, please write this down. Cultivate your mindset for success. Cultivate your mindset for success. Many of us tell ourselves it's too late to change careers. Perhaps you're just like me. You have so many goals that you want to achieve. Whether these goals are for business or you don't have enough time to learn something new. Trust me, you need to change your mindset. Like K1 shared on the importance of defining and embracing your purpose as a brand. So the most important thing you can do is to embrace a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the mindset that will allow you to dream big and push the boundaries of your dreams to new levels. Like Dr. Goggins says that we find success when we're emotionally attached to the goals. When we are emotionally attached to our goals that we want to achieve. So a growth mindset in this way, it says that you can do it. You can do whatsoever you put your mind into. And successful people are happy to keep trying until they get what they want in life. But a fixed mindset on the other end, it says that the situation, it is just the way it is. It will never ever change even if you try so hard. But with a growth mindset, you will be like, you will be willing to try all kinds of different strategies and techniques because you know that you will eventually get what you want and you will eventually get where you want it to be. So always seek passion in life. It's so funny, like my mom and dad, they gave me this beautiful, beautiful name, Nompumelelo. Nompumelelo in my own language, it means the mother of success. So now you can tell that I really, really have a challenge to chase after success no matter what comes my way. Because you really don't have to see the whole staircase in life to get to the top. But you have to take the first step to get there. As my everyday inspiration, my mentor always say that you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become great in life. So your beliefs always influence your outer behaviors and actions. When you adopt a glass half full attitude, it will start to guide everything that you do in life. Your mindset will reflect whatever information you feed it, meaning you need to believe you can succeed before you actually do. If I may ask you, how many of you have dreams and goals that you want to achieve maybe in the next 6 months? Yeah, I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this in the chat box. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights. Good people, when you have a strong will to succeed, you will naturally direct your focus towards solutions rather than problems. That's why it's so key. It's so key to fuel your mind with positive information on a daily basis. And you also have to learn to accept yourself as an individual. Like Levy, he mentioned that self-awareness is so critical in understanding the difference between success and failure. Successful people, they understand who they are and they know their strengths and weaknesses. Tough times are par for the course for those who want to do big things in life. But you keep but if you keep putting yourself down, there is no other way that you can move forward. So good people, this is a wake up call. This is a wake up call, but please, when that alarm clock goes off, don't ever hit that snooze button. Don't be like, I will wake up in the next 2 minutes. I will wake up in the next 4 minutes. You know what? Forever is a long time. Why don't you wake up, get going, and finish what you've started? You've always have a choice in life. Incredible things happen when you decide to take control of your actions and take control of everything that you do. Truly successful people are very careful about choosing what projects to work on. At the same time, they know that even though they are steering their own ships, they can only control themselves. They also know that if they keep pushing forward, they will eventually reach their destination. It's so funny. When I was in the eighth grade, I was nicknamed Phoenix. I was nicknamed Phoenix after writing a composition, and I used the idiomatic expression that says, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix, meaning I became successful again. So my English teacher, she didn't know that the nickname Phoenix, it resonates with my life. It also aligns with my name Nompumelelo because it means mother of success, and rising from the ashes like a phoenix, it means to become successful again. So for those of you who doesn't know the phoenix bird is a Greek mythological bird believed to rise from its own ashes after being buried like hundreds of years ago. This immortal creature, it acquires new life by rising from the ashes of its own ancestor, which represents our capacity for vision and success. So I just want to encourage you that when your world comes crashing down, wear your scars to show how a phoenix feels like to die from inside, and trust in your own capability to soar from your own collapsed ruins, since the phoenix has to burn first and experience pain before resurrection from its own ashes. You know, the number one reason some entrepreneurs don't succeed in life is because they are afraid to fail. Like the phoenix, it failed, but it didn't accept defeat in its own life. It was like, I will rise from the ashes no matter what it takes me, I will rise. So if your mindset is negative, fear can keep you from starting something new in the first place. But with a positive mindset, you will think of problems as a reason to be creative and see failure as an opportunity to begin or to begin again. As flight attendants always say that put on your oxygen mask first before you assist others. Because if you don't, you and the other person you're trying to help could possibly go down. So I just want to encourage you that never ever stop learning. You should know what you want. So never ever stop learning if you want to go far in life. A thirst for knowledge is something that cannot be quenched. So my everyday book, it says that set your mind on things above, not on things on this earth. So being aware of your mindset will allow you to be in control of your life. I so wish that you can just tell yourself that, you know what, as the speakers have already shared all the ideas on how exactly will I know what I want, I'll have to make a difference within myself. I'll have to make a difference to those around me, to those who look at me as an inspiration. But in order for you to make that difference, you've got to be hungry. You've got to be hungry like the hungry lion in the jungle. That hungry lion in the jungle, it doesn't matter what kind of animal comes his way. It doesn't matter if you're that giant elephant or that small squirrel by the jungle. All that hungry lion sees in front of his face is lunch. And it's so funny because even with the giant elephants, if they see a lion, what they do, they run. It's all about the mindset. Once you believe, you become. Those elephants, they already told themselves that I am a lunch to that lion. So each and every time when I see the lion, I'll have to run. So I believe that's the mindset that we need we need in our lives for us to know exactly what do we really want, what do we want to achieve in the next 6 months. That's the mindset that we need. Please write this down in closing. Resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. If I can be honest with you, I don't know what dreams you've set for the next 6 months. I don't know what goals you've set for the future. But here's one thing I know about you. You are destined for greatness. Inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. But many people have become crippled by their past encounters. And some have stepped over other people to get to the top. But I believe that God has a better plan for every one of us. Your objective is what you were designed for and the reason why you live today. With God, I believe that we're all destined for greatness as long as we follow His strategy. This is when the growth commences, because discovering your gifts and following God's idea will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. My everyday inspiration, Mr. Les Brown, he once said, if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what talents, what skills, and what books will die with you? And he also continued that the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the goals, all the dreams, all the visions have been buried. Honestly, I don't know about you, but with me, listening to this message, it just gave me sleepless nights. And I am really, really proud today to introduce Rise to Greater Heights book before you. This is a comprehensive guide to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, especially under these circumstances. So this book has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. And you can get this book for a family member or a loved one who just needs that inspiration to face the world with a positive mindset. And by the way, the legend himself, he wrote the foreword in this book. So I am really, really humbled by that. And you're going to be able to explore leadership, empowerment, being purpose-driven, mentorship, coaching, resilience to greatness, emotional intelligence, mental health, and many, many more topics, including spiritual growth. And I also have a free transformation guide for you. It's available on my website, www.risetogreaterheights.com. This transformation guide will turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. You know, growing up, I didn't have much because my father decided to have an early departure from this planet Earth. But I had everything because of my mama's love. And I love you so much, Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today onwards, I, Nompumelelo Riel Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, amazing speaker. So at this moment, I'll just let the floor to be yours. You can just share your final thoughts on our topic for today. You know what you really want, and then I will check if we have any questions from the audience. So really, any speaker can just jump in if you have your final thoughts on the topic, and yeah, we'll take it from there.
So, oh, go ahead, Levy. Go ahead.
No, you go, Garrett. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say how amazing. I knew when I would come on here that I would get a lot of just nuggets from all of you, and from Levy to Kiwan and to Real. I have these mental notes now. Like, there's some just important aspects. One, you know, you are what you say you are, right? So that elephant that says I'm that lion's lunch, that's who they become. So these are very important aspects. And really, like Levy was saying too, to let go of things. That's big. That's huge, right? The more we worry in that negative aspect, in all each topic that we covered, that's a key point. That when we focus on this negative aspect, we're never going to move forward. It's just like an anchor to us that's just going to constantly hold us down. And so that self-awareness and knowing who you are, that's even more important too, right? Because if we don't know who we are, we don't know what our purpose is. We don't know which goals we're supposed to be going after. So we really don't know what we want. If we don't know who we are, we're not going to know who we want. So these are just all amazing, amazing topics. And I'm just so appreciative to have been here and to hear you all speak.
Thanks, Garrett. I really appreciate the opportunity to be with all the three of you as well. And like Garrett said, you can learn a lot from different perspectives. And I've learned some things from all three of you, so I appreciate your time. My biggest concern is that I have a passion for people who want more in their life. And it's so important to study your soul, and your soul will dictate where you need to go. And we keep pushing mind setting, but the mind to me plays such havoc on your life regarding self-doubt, lack of confidence. But if you can get things in your soul and have a real self-awareness of who you are, and like Riel said, who you aren't, accept those things and go the direction where your soul will tell you, because it will never, ever play tricks on you and create self-doubt, because that comes with the mind. Once you have your soul setting in place, then the mind setting will follow. And it is so counterproductive, I think, to go from the mindset standpoint only. You've got to dig deeper and deeper into yourself. I really just don't want people to spend 50 years like I did learning how to want and stuff. I just really want to share my passion. And if you can get hold of this within the first 20 years of your life, or the first 30, you're going to be so much further ahead. So again, I do appreciate the opportunity to share what I know through my life experiences and my research. Thank you.
Well, yes, this was a Power Pack day, and Goggins and Levy and Riel, I'm honored. You know, I have to go back and listen to this, and I want to bring my final thought is, and help somebody and to understand that clarity breeds or brings mastery. Clarity brings or breeds mastery. And it's okay at some time in your life not to know what you want, but definitely know what you don't want. And if you're sure what you don't want, you're making progress, because now you're not sure what you want, but you're sure what you don't want. So you can cut off what you don't want, work on what you don't want, and then working on that is going to help you to not only get more in tune with yourself, it'll give you that trajectory to be able to go after what you want. Because at the end of the day, it's all in you. You have to believe in yourself enough to know that it's in you. And sometimes we're so busy going after people to fix us when we need to take some time with us. And I agree with what you said. Most of the work I do with my clients is from inside out, because they're already doing enough work from the outside. And as we begin to do that inner work, introspection, and as we begin to bring clarity to what we don't want, it helps us to be able to go after what we want. And don't define yourself by what you have in this moment, the size of your house, the region you live, what you're experiencing, how smart someone said. Don't define yourself by what people say to you. Faith is already in us. Faith is a currency. Operate, activate that currency. And as that currency of faith is activated, it will grow. And it will help you to move to those baby steps to get to understanding what you want, what you are called to, And I want to end with this. You already have that faith. There's a level of faith. To sit in a chair, it takes faith to believe that the chair legs will work. So you have a level of faith. Activate that faith. Believe it's possible and take those baby steps. And I'm not ashamed to say, because I subscribe to God, I'm not ashamed of him. And if you're not you don't subscribe to God, there's an inner you that is speaking to you daily, that if you take the time to listen, you will hear and believe more in who you are. Embrace that. And don't allow your current situation to dictate your future, because it's possible.
Wow, wow, I love that. I love that. Thank you so much, amazing speakers, Levi, Dr. Gorgans, and K1. All of you are indeed the guiding light in the storm. Thank you so much for taking your precious time just to be with us today. And seemingly we don't have any questions, but I believe that our audience have gained a lot from just you sharing your 10-minute speeches. And I believe that more will be coming as long as our viewers stay connected with you, because you have a lot to share with them. So to our viewers online, thank you so much for joining us today at Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. I hope you've been motivated, inspired, and ready to rise to greater heights. So please do join us next at the same time, same place. Thank you, Maxi Diabonga.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as